Welcome back to Buzz Recaps. Today I will explain drama romance film released in the year 2017. Before starting the film, make sure to subscribe and like this video. The movie begins with a married woman named Elise. She is preparing herself for her wedding anniversary after waiting for her husband, named Nick. At home, she got tired and went to meet him in his office. When she reaches the office and goes into her husband's cabin, she catches him with his secretary while alone, and she thought her husband might be getting intimate with her. Meanwhile, the assistant was out silently, and Elise asked her husband, did he know what was special about today? And when Nick is about to answer her, he receives a call, makes an excuse to Elise, and goes out. Moreover, Elise was quite disturbed by her husband's behavior, and she was not happy. Late at night, Elise talks to her best friend named Lila. Elise tells her all the problems she is facing in her marriage. Lila tells her to drink, and then she says that if her husband is having an affair, she should also do the same and meet other people behind his back. And she should have an affair and enjoy herself because her husband isn't giving her time. Elise replies and says she won't do anything because she is loyal. She loves her husband so much, and that's why she won't cheat on her husband. Suddenly Lila's new boyfriend came into her house, and Lila made a plan to get intimate with him. And that's why she asks Elise to go home. When Elise comes out of the house, she starts wondering what they might be doing inside it. She waits for a second and then looks into the house through the window. When Elle sees them getting intimate, she gets excited. Because her husband never gives her time and love. Meanwhile, she starts playing and tries to make herself happy while thinking about her friend's idea that she should have an affair. Later, after some days, Elise meets a boy named Phoenix, who is a photographer. She instantly gets attracted to him. And Phoenix was also looking at her, and it seemed like he was also attracted. And that's why he tries to impress her. After some time, he was successful in impressing Elise, and she started liking him. One day, when Elise meets Phoenix, he starts flirting with her and says she's beautiful. And he wants to take some pictures of her. Elise replies to him that she has stopped modeling and now she doesn't like taking pictures. However, Phoenix doesn't stop and again asks her for a picture after a while. Elise agrees to a photo shoot. Later in the day, Elise takes Phoenix to her house and they start their photo shoot, which was quite over the top, and with revealing dresses. That's why both of them get excited. After the photo shoot, Elise and Phoenix were in the mood to get intimate. After some time, Phoenix comes close to Elise and starts touching her. Suddenly Elise stops him and gets up, and she remembers that she is married and tells him that she won't do anything with him. And then she tells Phoenix to leave. However, she wasn't satisfied and wanted to meet Phoenix again. After a few days, Elise invited Phoenix to her house. Later in the day, Phoenix comes to her house and she gets intimate with him and they spend the whole day together. After that, she starts having an affair with him and they meet regularly and get intimate. Because her husband was never home, Phoenix would come to her house anytime and they would get intimate. One day Phoenix comes to Elise's house. And she asked him to leave because her husband was home. He had taken half a day off work to spend time with Elise. After that, Nick apologizes to Elise, tells her he couldn't give her time and is sorry for his behavior. Meanwhile, he doesn't know that his wife is having an affair. After that, Nick goes to take a shower. At the same time, Phoenix comes into her house secretly and tries to get intimate with Elise while telling him that her husband is at home and she can't get intimate. However, Phoenix doesn't listen to her and he starts getting intimate with Elise. They get intimate and before Nick comes out of the shower, Phoenix finishes the session and leaves. After that, when Nick comes out of the shower, he starts getting intimate with Elise. Because she is his wife. And that's how Elise enjoyed the company of two men in one day. After some days, Nick goes to another country for a business trip while Elise is alone. After that, Phoenix comes to her house and they get intimate the whole day when Phoenix finds out that Nick is out of the country. He won't leave her house and stay with her. One day after the session, Phoenix finds an opportunity and tells Elise that he has a friend, if she wants, he can bring him here and play together like 1 2 3. Meanwhile, Elise was enjoying her life and she wanted to have more fun. That's why after saying no at first, she agreed to the idea. After some days Phoenix comes to Elise's house and brings his friend. When she saw his friend, a black man, she got scared and started shouting because of happiness because she had never seen a big man like him. After that, Elise tells the black man to come inside her bathtub and they get intimate while Phoenix watches them from a distance. While playing with his joystick. With time Phoenix would bring more of his friends and they would get intimate with Elise. And she was enjoying her life with those men. One day suddenly, Nick comes home from his business trip without informing Elise. And he finds a cord in his house. He instantly asks Elise about that cord and at that time, Phoenix comes out and tells Nick that he is a photographer. And he is here to take some pictures of her wife. Nick gets happy to hear that his wife has started her modeling again. Later one day, Lila meets Ellis at her house and Ellis tells her all the crazy things happening in her life. Lila gets surprised and replies that she told her to get into a relationship with one man and she has started meeting different men daily. And she further tells her that she should stop whatever she is going through because that can cause problems for her. After saying that, Lila leaves. The following day, Ellis finds out she is pregnant and realizes she should stop her affair. And that's why she goes to meet Phoenix and tells him that she won't meet him again and is ending her relationship with him. However, Phoenix wasn't ready to let her go and he started getting intimate with her by force. Meanwhile, Ellis somehow throws him out of her house. Later in the day, Ellis has decided to leave her fun life because she got intimate with many men and she doesn't know her child's father. And she was guilty of cheating, so she returned to her old life. The next day, Nick takes Ellis out for dinner and he has also invited Phoenix. At the dinner table, Phoenix starts bothering Ellis under the table and she gets so irritated by his behavior that she gets up and goes to the washroom. However, Phoenix couldn't stay away from her and he went into the ladies' washroom and tried to force himself on Ellis. He starts kissing her and Nick's assistant suddenly enters the washroom. And because of that, Phoenix goes out. Moreover, Phoenix couldn't let Ellis get out of his life so easily and that's why he had recorded some videos of Ellis with older men she got intimate with. The following day, Phoenix plays the videos on TV in Ellis's house. Before Nick could see the videos, Ellis took the pin drive from the TV. Meanwhile, Ellis is disturbed by Phoenix and his stupid actions. Later one day, Phoenix threatens Ellis and tells her if she doesn't listen to him, he will tell her husband about his affair and give him all the videos he has recorded. And then she won't have anywhere to go. Ellis replies to him and says that she can't leave her husband because she loves him. Phoenix shouts at her and tells her that he will leave her on his own after he knows her reality. And that's why she should listen to him. Phoenix further says that he will call her tomorrow and she should mute him, that would be the last time they meet. And he will leave her forever. The next day, Phoenix asked Ellis to come to her house and when she went there, Phoenix gave her a surprise and asked her to get intimate with 4 people. Meanwhile, Ellis has no choice and must do what Phoenix says. And he has also promised him that she won't do it again. And she gets intimate with them at once. Well, Phoenix was recording her with a camera. And when Elle sees him, she starts thinking it won't be her last time because if he is recording her video, he will blackmail her for her life. And she thought if she told her husband on her own, she wouldn't have to do anything for Phoenix. Ellis leaves everything in the middle and goes home. Ellis tells her husband about her affair and that she is pregnant. Nick is shocked to hear that and gets angry at Ellis and throws her out of the house. After that, Ellis spends her whole day out. Later at night, she comes home to convince her husband to forgive her. She sees Nick and Lila tied together, both are wounded and Phoenix is standing behind them. And there were some wounds on Phoenix's face. Which means they fought. At that moment, Phoenix tells Ellis that her husband had an affair with her best friend, Lila. And they used to spend time together. And Nick threw her out of the house. So he can live with Lila. Meanwhile, Ellis doesn't believe that her best friend could do something like that. However, when Nick admits that he had had an affair with Lila, Ellis gets heartbroken suddenly. Phoenix stabbed Nick in the stomach and left. Before he could come back, Ellis unties the rope and tells Lila to go. After that, Lila calls the police. And before she could talk to the police, Phoenix came there and started hitting her head with a hammer. And she dies on the spot. Suddenly Ellis comes there, takes the hammer from Phoenix and hits Phoenix with that hammer multiple times and he dies on the spot. Later, after 6 months, Nick was taken to the hospital on time and his life was saved. Nick and Ellis started living a happy life. And in the end, Ellis texts someone with that. The movie ends here. Thank you for watching the video. Like and subscribe for more. See you next time.